Hello there! In this video I want to answer an age-old question. A question that we've all asked many times but never had an answer to. A question that maybe should have had its own film to answer. But that question is, which member of the Separatist Council would win in a wrestling match? So this is how this video is going to work. First I'll introduce the competitors, then we'll move on to the wrestling segment, where I basically give my opinion on who will win in a fight between the competitors. Now, obviously, this is just my opinion. Let me know in the comments of which of the competitors you think would win in this fight. And then if the ideas are good and you guys like the video, we'll maybe make a follow-up video on how the fight might go down, move for move, on a move-by-move basis, who would win and how everything would happen. But now, on to the competitors. Unfortunately, Count Dooku and General Grievous were unable to make it to the fight, so it's going to have to happen without them. So competitor number 1, Nute Gunray, Viceroy of the Trade Federation, a Neomoidian. The Neomoidians are a humanoid species. They have red eyes, green or grey skin, and a noseless face with bony fingers. The face doesn't have bony fingers, they have bony fingers on their hands. We know that Nute Gunray is worried about how legal things are, as we see in The Phantom Menace when he asks Lord Sidious,
"My lord, is that legal?"
We also know that Nute Gunray is followed around by one of the other competitors, and that would be Rune Harko, another Neomoidian male, 1.9 metres, approximately 1.96 metres in height. Green skin, red eyes, very similar to Nute Gunray. However, he seems to have a bit of a dependency on Nute Gunray. He always seems to follow him around everywhere, which I must say isn't particularly an advantage when it comes to a free-for-all wrestling match. Competitor number 3 is Archduke Poggle the Lesser, a Geonosian. As a Geonosian, Poggle has wings and is able to fly. He also carries around a stick to walk with and wears quite a lot of gold jewellery, which for some reason our officials haven't had him remove before the fight starts. Whether he will use this as an advantage or his competition will use it as a disadvantage, well, only time will tell. On to competitor number 4, Wat Tambor, the foreman of the Techno Union. He is a Skakoan male from the planet Skako Minor, and as a Skakoan, he has to wear a pressurized bodysuit when he isn't on his home planet. Unfortunately for him, our wrestling match will not be taking place on his home planet, and so the officials and judges have decided it is only fair to allow him to wear his pressurized bodysuit, or else he would probably die. Moving swiftly on to competitor number 5, San Hill, the chairman of the Intergalactic Banking Clan. A Mun from the planet Scipio. The Muns are, again, a humanoid species. However, they are known for their intelligence, which may play a part in this match. We'll have to wait and see. Competitor number 6 is Pascal Argenti, the Magistrate of the Corporate Alliance, a male Korivar from the planet Korivar. As a Korivar, he has reptilian skin and a large horn sticking out the top of his head, which we have been informed by the officials he is allowed to keep, as it is part of his body, even though many people think it is going to give him an unfair advantage over his competition. Now on to competitor number 7, Shu Mai, a female Gossam who serves as the president of the Commerce Guild. She is from the planet Castel and is our smallest competitor today. However, she is known for her aggressive tactics when it comes to politics, which we probably will see in this match. She has also been told she has to remove most of her jewellery, but has refused to remove her neck rings and headdress. On to competitor number 8, former Galactic Republic Senator Po Nudo, a male Aqualish. As an Aqualish, he has large tusks and his blood will not cauterize. Now there is a slight variation within the Aqualish species, but Po Nudo has 4 eyes instead of the 2 which other Aqualish may have. Finally, on to competitor number 9, another former Galactic Republic senator who left the Galactic Republic for the Separatist Alliance, Quarren Tix. Tix, like all Quarren, has tentacles around his face and his head resembles that of a squid. Tix also has a very thick Scottish accent and may look familiar to some of you because he is the captain of the vessel known as the Flying Dutchman. Oh, wait, this just in. Our research team have just verified that that would be Davy Jones, not Tix, okay? Tix is not the captain of the Flying Dutchman and probably does not have a thick Scottish accent. But with that clarification out the way, let's move on to the fight. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to eliminate contestants one at a time until we end up with a champion. The first contestant, which I will definitively say cannot win the fight, is Rune Harko. He may last a long time. In fact, he probably will, because he will basically live in the shadow of Nute Gunray like he always does. But that's exactly why he cannot win. Nute Gunray will always be above him and will never let him win. And so, even if it's just those two at the end, Nute Gunray will beat Rune Harko. And so Rune Harko cannot win overall. However, we now have that Nute Gunray and Rune Harko have basically formed a team. Unfortunately for Pascal Argenty, I don't think he'd win either. He's got a big old horn on his head, yes, and he'd probably take out a few opponents with it before he is removed from the fight, but it's only a matter of time before one of his opponents realises how vulnerable he is when he is charging using his horn. His head is down, he's not looking where he's going, and so I'd imagine that one of his more smart opponents, like Sandhill or Shu Mai, would very quickly be able to find a weakness in his attack strategy, and so he would be eliminated. I will also unfortunately have to remove Tix and Po Nudo from the running. Neither of them seem to have any distinct advantage, none of them have any features which seem to give them an edge. Poggle the Lesser can fly, Nute Gunray basically has a teammate, Sandhill and Shu Mai are both very intelligent and will fight tactically. Tix and Po Nudo don't really seem to have anything. I'd imagine that they would be eliminated just because they're quite mediocre contestants. I also can't see any way that Wat Tambor wins this fight. He has a pressurised bodysuit which is made of hard metal, and yes, if he was able to get up to the top ropes and jump off the turnbuckle, it would do a lot of damage to a downed opponent, but I don't see him being able to do that. In fact, I see Shu Mai or Sandhill, one of the smarter opponents, realising how much of a weakness this pressurised bodysuit is. If they can depressurise it, then his body will not function properly, and he will be eliminated, and that is how I see him being knocked out. Now, yes, he may use the depressurization as an advantage if he can control it, maybe taking Nute Gunray along with him, as Nute Gunray questions how legal the act of depressurizing one's bodysuit is in order to win a fight. And so really, I would say Wat Tambor, Nute Gunray, and therefore in turn Rune Harko, because Rune Harko is nothing without Nute Gunray, are all eliminated. And so we're down to the final three. Poggle the Lesser, Sandhill and Shu Mai. They've each got something about them which has got them here. Poggle the Lesser, he can fly. He probably just avoids the majority of the fight. And Sandhill and Shu Mai also probably avoid the majority of the fight, but they do it using tactics. And in fact, those tactics are what I see knocking Poggle the Lesser out. I see them luring Poggle the Lesser down and then eliminating him swiftly, perhaps even as a team. So we're down to the final two, Sandhill and Shu Mai. They didn't necessarily get here through physicality, but instead through their tactics. And before I announce who I think would have won this wrestling match for the ages, a word from our sponsor, the YouTube subscribe button. It's right below the video, you know where it is, probably. If you don't, right below the video, it's red, can't miss it. Click, it says subscribe on it, it's completely free, and if you click it, you'll get, in your subscription feed, all my videos. And if you click the bell next to it, you'll get notified when they happen. So remember to give that a click. And now, on with our winner. And after a brutal, vicious fight, we have whittled down the competition from 9 to 1. Finally, we have our winner of the fight between all members of the Separatist Council. And your winner is Sandhill. Yes, in my mind, I think Sandhill would win it. And here's why. We established that Shu Mai and Sandhill would be the final two. They'd have got there through their brains and their tactics. But this final 1 versus 1, for me, would come down to physicality. And I cannot see Shu Mai, who is far smaller than Sandhill, beating him. And so Sandhill wins it. And that's about it. For me, Sandhill wins this fight. The fight between all of the Separatist Council members, minus Count Dooku and General Grievous. But let me know in the comments who you think would have won. Let me know who and why. And remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, which I have already mentioned, but I will just clarify I'm not actually sponsored by the YouTube subscribe button, just in case I have to say that because YouTube. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!